And then, so I was just like overseas, like, why did that happen? And I told some, like, I'm a pretty, like, serious, responsible person. That's why I'm like, I'm confused why this person's acting like I'm the total opposite of who I am online, because it's given me a massive headache because I am responsible. Took responsible for family when I was 8. And when I realized I have PTSD, I took myself and got therapy. And the only time I've been out of character, like, and not calm, was last year, when I had all these people in housing calling me dogface, and it was just horrible. I ended up being very rageful. I wasn't in a healthy, it wasn't in a healthy environment, so that's not going to make me have healthy reactions. But I don't understand why anyone would have seen me in any footage of me in a van. That's totally illegal, and I have never ever bullied my ex-partners. I've never bullied their girlfriends. I don't know their girlfriends. I don't even know. Like, in December, I was hearing that I'm the one that can't get over my ex-boyfriend, and it must be true because he is so beautiful, and I am this villain, and I'm like the third wheel. And I just like got very angry because I felt exploited again. I was like, this is the second time I've been put in a three-way online relationship where I'm being dragged through hell and degraded for being ugly, lowered my self-worth when I did nothing wrong to deserve it. Like, I did nothing wrong with my ex-partner. I don't know why he went around town calling me a bitch and crazy and mocking me. I didn't do anything to him. I wasn't even in his life. That's the thing. The last time I saw him, he came to help me as I was getting money stolen out of my room, and then he was on meth, and that's the last time I saw him. And then I talked to him like 6 months later, and then he mentioned he knew something about my passport being stolen. So fast forward today, I found a guy and he reckons that I've got identity theft. So I'm just wondering, did all this crap happen because of that? I don't know. But there's definitely stuff online that people tell me about having a bad attitude and I'm this bad person. And I'm here to tell you I'm not that person. I have whatever they've shown you online's a very big manipulation. Just remember, like, it all depends on circumstances and all the people you're around. I kept getting I was being held against my will and forced to be around people I didn't like, or I didn't know, but they were being very aggressive and aggro and just verbally abusive. Like, this happened for about 6 months and I couldn't like do anything, and I just raged out. And I don't know, that wasn't like, anyway, I don't have schizophrenia as post-trauma, and what I don't like hear voices in my head. Like, I want you to get that out of your head. And yes, a long time ago I was stressed because when I moved to Australia, I had like 3 jobs and they didn't work out. One didn't work out because everything was fine. I only talked to the girls for 15 minutes in the morning. Then late that day, late in the afternoon, sorry, like about maybe 2 months, 3 months into the job, I started getting ostracized and bullied. And if you read about what that actually does, that's like really mentally abusive. So I just want you to know I've gone through a lot of mental and abuse and bullying, and that is probably, I don't know if you saw me suicidal, but you shouldn't have seen it, but that is why I got suicidal, because I was a confident, beautiful woman that went about her day and was independent, and my independence got taken away. I got turned into kind of like an invalid and then displayed for everybody to laugh at and look at me like I'm some freak show. And it was humiliating to me. I am worthy of Ruben. I don't want to be with him anymore, but for the whole town to laugh at me and devalue me, which is what I heard happened, I think that's really, really disgusting. Because the girl that he's with, I don't know her. I don't have problems with her. I've only heard what he told me. So I could be wrong, he could be lying to me, but from what I got told, she had never been a job, she'd been a slave, and he bought her, he basically gave her marriage to get her into the country. And he gave her everything. Like, he let her like sit at home for 4 months. So I didn't understand. No, I'm not judging her. Like, I'm not judging her, but why am I being judged? Because I didn't actually sit in his house for free or do anything like that. I just am saying I'm not being treated fairly here. I'm being discriminated for being a good person. I used to let him stay on my couch when he got kicked out of home. I used to look after him and be kind to him. Other people witnessed us being kind. I had to get letters that there was love there, because I just felt so gaslit and abused from other people, saying that I was just a piece of shit and I didn't deserve to be with him and I was lazy and stuff, and it's not true. I was never lazy with him. I can tell you I did a 12-hour day and he sat there and called me lazy. So he just had no respect for me as a person, and that's why I left. And he got more angry because he was angry at me for wanting to leave. Like, I don't think he cared about me. He just didn't want me to move on. He just wanted to make me feel shit all the time. That's how I felt anyway. Then I ended up... Anyway, so I'm in Australia and I have these jobs. The first job I worked, and it was just like to get me back out of the house because I was fragile after my looks went weird and gross, and I'd gone to therapy and he got me strong again. He got me walking and he got me knowing that, you know, there's people that aren't attractive in the world and they can still succeed. You're gonna be okay. Like, you just need to care about yourself and it's not your fault. I ended up getting strong enough. I went back out there and I got this job, and it was just working in the kitchen. It wasn't a big deal. It was just to get by, give my mum some money, and the guy started getting abusive, the kitchen guy, the chef, because I didn't want to engage with his dirty jokes, and he's taken that as I'm arrogant and stuff, and he just kept nitpicking at me and putting me down because I didn't want to play the game, and I left because I got really upset, and the boss said, I don't want you to leave, like, he's just an asshole like that, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, I can't do it because I couldn't handle the conflict. Next job, the girls started bullying me after months of being there, and it was weird because I never really engaged with them, so they had no need to get some attitude with me. And they mentioned about my love life in New Zealand, and being a slut and a dick. And then so I left because that was more mental abuse for me. And then I moved and I got another job, and the girls started, I just basically worked by myself, and I don't know what the girls have said there, but the manager, I only worked with her for 2 hours, and we didn't really get along, like, because she just, I don't know, we just didn't get along, and it was for 2 hours. But then I got to work by myself and I never had any problems, and the boss said she had no problems with me. I called her like in October last year and I said people were saying like all these bad things about me. She was like, I haven't had an issue with you. And in that job I did 13 hours overtime. So that's what's making me wonder, who are these people saying all this stuff about me, and who are these friends saying they don't like me or whatever, because I actually only saw 4 people in Christchurch when I was there. So I haven't been this negative, toxic person. I was moving forward. I got there, I've rung up a lot of organisations and didn't get the help to get support. Like, I worked very hard and it took me a year, and I'm not on the system. So now it's like I've become some slave to a storyline that isn't fair, because nobody got to hear where I was coming from. They've all judged me based on a bunch of people that I don't know, based on my performance from people that weren't even actually working with me. My doctor says that I'm actually fine and that they're not listen to me, and that's what kept happening. I was very disempowered. I've been very disempowered for about 3 years and just treat like utter shit, and people are just judging my attitude on that. But it's like, when people are treating me bad, of course I'm not going to be a nice person. Like, I didn't even talk to anybody in the ward. One girl came in and started going on about me being old, and I just got angry and I said, look, just get out of my room. I said, you don't need to come in here and disrespect me. I said, how would you like it if your children got treated like that? And then I think she went off and told everybody that I'm like a child abuser and stuff. And it's like, and they made out. I heard from my flat in Mount Eden from 2 people that, one, there's a chat room where they're all making up shit about me online, being crazy, and 2, they said there's some like YouTube channel with videos of me bullying children. Now this is very scary to me because that would have been AI. I've never bullied a child. I have not been done for stealing. I'm not a thief. I have not done anything illegal, like, at all. I'm not doing fraudulent activity. I was just traveling last year trying to get away from people in my face calling me dog face every day, and I feel a lot more than you're portraying. You're making me to be some joke that's just to be like shat all over and treated like shit because you abused me and looked at my body. Somebody filmed me in my underwear without me knowing, like in my room. Somebody's like got film of me going to the toilet while I'm drugged. Like, these are things I don't actually know, but I know, if you know what I mean. Like, people, and it seems to happen in housing that they open these forums where people are open to abuse me and hate me. I don't understand what that's about because I'm not a hateful, cruel person. Like, I wanted to be a counsellor, and my brain's actually very smart, and I've got a lot to offer people. Like, I know a lot of the techniques to heal people. So this is really shit that I've just been like cut down to some superficial piece of waste that men are always using me as a side piece. And that wasn't true of Ruben. What a load of shit. Like, there was so many years we were together and he wasn't cheating. Like, at the end we were breaking up and he was cheating, and he ended up with this girl, 60-year-old Ruth, who I think might have hurt my face because she's in the Killer Bees and she wasn't very attractive, and she got very angry at me for asking her the truth because he wouldn't tell me the truth. And I found out they're in some relationship and possibly got a house together, and it was like, oh, cool. And then she found out about me, and I'd been with him 7 years, and then I don't know, she'd just only been seeing him for about 3 months or something, and then I got the shit beaten out of me. And because she's got like connections, like they got the power to get into all my identity stolen. They get into emails. They can he told me they had my passport, and they were like texting people abuse, like acting like me. So like, nobody's been held accountable for the abuse and stuff that I've had to endure. I've just had to be humiliated and talk to complete shit around every community. And then the people I talk to in person actually think that I'm a really nice person and very sweet and stuff, but then there's something online saying otherwise, and men saying other stuff about me. And my last relationship, I am very shocked that I heard my landlord and Wayuku go on that was highly sexual. I don't think it was like that at all. Seriously, I just don't even really want to talk about it, to be honest, but I'm very annoyed that if you've met him online, because I didn't want him to know anybody from my school. And oh yeah, and as for my school days, I was never a prostitute or a slut. This is a total lie and misrepresentation of who I was. I was actually kind of popular at school, and I never really went, and I ended up going to course really early, been studying really early, and I've always been around possessive jerks that get away with shit, and I get the blame. And I don't want that shit anymore, eh? You know, like, and now